is it angry? And sometimes when I see the exclamation points in the wording, I'm like, hey out there, good morning to you. It's Wednesday, hump day, happy hump day. So I showed you guys the video yesterday of the condo in Keansburg. I couldn't get inside. There's a tenant in there, and I think the tenant's going to make it difficult to get inside because I think they're paying $1,200 a month rent. And around here, if you could get someplace for $1,200, that's not like a room in somebody's house. That's a fantastic rent. So the mentality probably is, I don't want this to be sold. Anywho, I don't think I ever said anywho. Anywho, I reached out to a friend of mine about that condo to buy because they're in a kind of a desperate position to get out of where they're at right now. They can't afford a lot of money. I think they wanted to go up to $1,600 per month, whether it's a rental, or to purchase something. So I reached out and sent them that listing. And I want to tell you guys about that conversation. But before I do, I'm over here at the Union Beach house. And yes, I still have the Union Beach house. It's supposed to close next week. Can you guys, who's ever watching this, can you please send out good vibes? Like, hey, Harry, I'm counting on that house to sell for you. I'm looking forward to this house selling. So it's supposed to close next week. I'll show you the picture of it just so you can remember what I'm talking about. Nice, new pavement, huh? So, I don't think I had a name for this house except for the Union Beach house. You know, like I named the one the brown house, and I had the white house. Well, this was just the beach house. And again, that two-car garage. I love that two-car garage. Its own electric in there. Whoever used to own it was probably a mechanic, so they got all the wiring and the piping and everything in there to work on cars and use air compressors and stuff. And anyway, that's the backyard. Just wanted to give you guys a reminder. So check it out. I'm on Florence Avenue, Union Beach. The road just got paved the other day. Makes a big difference, right? Nice and clean. Coming down to the water. You got Front Street down here that runs along the bay. You got Keansburg over there to the right. I think you got like Staten Island or Brooklyn over there across the water. Come down to the waterfront. I figured I'd give you a panoramic view of the beachfront. This is all the parking for the beach. I'm going to show you the beach in a second. So I tried to zoom. I don't know how to zoom on this because the Manhattan skyline is right across. I can't get it into view to show you guys. Anyway, this is the Raritan Bay. This is Union Beach's beach. I think I made a couple videos about when I was a kid. No one wanted to come to this beach and it was nasty. Now it's kind of nice, especially in the summer. They clean it up even more. And this place is packed during the summer. You can't get a parking spot. So I wanted to get you guys' opinion on this sign. I don't like it. I don't like the exclamation points or the wording. Leave only footprints behind you! Exclamation point. Failure to keep this area clean will result in the closure of the beach. If you don't respect this area, it will be closed! Exclamation point. Maybe I read into things too much, but I think there's a much nicer way to say the same thing. Like when I look at a sign like that, I say, is this town nice? Or is it angry? And sometimes when I see the exclamation points in the wording, I'm like, I think that might be a little angry. Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. I got the CO on that Union Beach house already. Certificate of occupancy. I know you guys are already familiar with it, but I'll just bring it up anyway. The certificate of occupancy, the CO, has to be done. You have to get one of those each time you sell a house or each time you rent it or anything like that. I am a firm believer that the more I think about something, anything, it comes into my life. So that could be positive or negative. And COs, if you've seen any of the videos about the Keansburg, CO, then you know I'm having a difficult time over there. It feels like each time I need to get a CO, I have a difficult time. I'm thinking it might be me because I'm thinking about it too much. I'm thinking about it negatively. Well, in Union Beach, I got the CO. The CO inspector was easy to deal with. He had a couple questions on the house. I rang him up, which is not that easy of a thing to do. Like, sometimes I just want to bury my head in the sand and not deal with it. I call him up. He's easy to deal with. He wrote up the CO for me in just a couple minutes. What a breath of fresh air. So back to the Keansburg condo. I'm not like fixated on the condo in Keansburg. It's just interesting to me. Well, from an investor point of view, I think that could make some money as an Airbnb and then as a backup just to rent it out and make even just a little bit of positive cash flow per month is very possible. Matter of fact, I think it would be pretty hard to get hurt on that house. And that's why it was kind of weird when I sent the listing to my friend who's in a desperate position to get out of a house, going through a divorce with limited funds. I think they can go up to $1,600 per month. And I understand, you know, breaking up a dual income household and going out on your own, there's a lot of fear out there. Like, am I going to be able to make it and stuff? So I understand the limited amount of rent or mortgage payment they would want to pay. Well, I sent it over to them. I guess the weird thing was I got a response back that said that this is not a good time to buy. I don't know if we can make a blanket statement like that and it's true in all cases. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know if that condo is going to go any lower than 163. And if it does, it can't go that much lower. I think that condo represents a very low risk opportunity to get into a house that you could afford. I ran numbers yesterday with a 20% down payment, and I came up with, I think, $1,325 all in, including the homeowners association fees, insurance, taxes, and a mortgage at 5 or 5.25%. I understand where my friend's coming from because, like, the media and everybody else is out there talking about the housing market, how high the prices are, which they did. They skyrocketed. That's why I can't find anything to buy to flip or buy and renovate and make some money on. And then on top of that, the interest rates, like I'm hearing, like, interest rates are soaring. Well, maybe we got a little spoiled. When you got interest rates at 3% or below, that's like free money. Now they're at 5%, 5.25%, which is a lot higher than that. We got that. However, there's still fantastic interest rates. Makes me think of a story when I went to go buy my first house. I think I bought my first house in 1996. 1997. And the interest rate started out at, like, I don't know, 7.5% or so. 7.5%. And then I called my dad just before closing because the rates went up. And I said, hey, I'll be paying 8% interest on this house. And he brought me right into reality. He said, yeah, well, I bought a house in, I don't know, 82 or 83, and it was like 18% interest. So, yes, interest rates are higher than they were just a few months ago. However, check it out. They're sweeping up all the sand that blew up here. Look, on the back, it says the best little town, Union Beach. All right, so interest rates. Interest rates are a little bit above 5%. And yes, it's kind of a shock to the system if you got used to 3%. They're still good interest rates. The reason why I thought that was a weird response from my friend is, I shouldn't say weird. That kind of sounds like negative. If I had more time to talk to them, I would say, I try to be frank with them and say, well, what are your options? You know, with the amount of money that you want to spend right now, there's not a lot of options out there. Getting a condo across from the water at $163,000, even if you want to put 5% down, you're still looking at below what your budget is. Like, I would jump on that deal if I was you, if I was going to move in there. Now, again, I'm not in love with Keansburg. However, this person also lives in Keansburg, so they'd stay in their own town. So, if my friend is out there watching this video, and you know who you are, if you come across a situation, it doesn't have to be that condo, but if you come across a situation that's similar, that you find something that's within your budget right now, I would jump on it. I like to look at things also another way, like worst case scenario. So worst case scenario, I'm just going to use that condo because there's nothing else out there at that price that you can move into that I'm familiar with. Worst case scenario with that condo, you're not in love with it after a year or two. And let's say the market slides or is stagnant and doesn't go up in value, and you want to move someplace else. You want to move to Tibet and play piano on top of a mountain. You don't have to sell. It's going to be really hard to get hurt on that if you put it on the market as a rental. I mean, can you get $1,700, $1,800, $1,900? Yes, you can. So it'd be very hard to get hurt on that. So you get a deal under $200,000, and if I remember correctly, you got to get out of your house pretty soon. Jump on it. Let me take a look at it. I'll run numbers with you.